My name is Christopher, this is Cars Unlocked. Today, we're gonna show you everything that you get and what you don't get with this 2026 Nissan Sentra base package. For the 2026 model year, Nissan has fully redesigned the Nissan Sentra, and with no more Altima, this might be the affordable subcompact car on your shopping list. Before we go through the ins and outs, let's start with the pricing. Now, this is the S, so the entry level. They have an SV, an SV Premium, an SR, and an SR Premium. This one has a starting Canadian MSRP of $27,881. It's up about $400 from last year's model. For all my American friends out here, it has a USD of $22,310. Let's get into the front end. Now, Nissan did a great job redesigning this, adding modern styling to the Sentra, and it starts with the front end. You can see we have our intelligent on-off headlights, and they flow right into this black gloss V-motion grille. Little chrome accents on the grille pointing right to our Nissan emblem. Now, it does have a 1-inch shorter wheelbase than the previous model. We're gonna see how that affects the space and everything inside, but I do like the redesign. I do like kind of the square headlight looks that they went, and all these little chrome accents does really give it a modern style. The rims, this one comes with 16-inch. It does have the steel covers on the wheels here, so a little different cover than what we've seen before on the previous Sentra S's. I like this kind of dark gray color. We have our Nissan emblem and this little Sentra stamp right on the steel cover here. It's sitting on Firestone all-season tires. As we move along to the side, you can see this one being the entry level. We do have our black mirror caps. No turning accents on the mirror. I would have liked to see some turning accents, but we have this nice little chrome piece, and then our handles are also black. So when you go up to the SV, you do get the body colored matching handles. Now, checking out the back, we do have LED taillights as well, and they flow right into the trunk, as you can see here, guys. I love how they flow right to our trunk. Our Sentra badging is right on the back. This one being the S, there's no trim level stamp. We do still have a trunk release right under the Nissan emblem there, which is definitely handy when you're putting things in and out of the trunk. So this one being the S trim, this is the trim that a lot of buyers are going to be looking at. Now the prices are getting over $30,000 for the Sentra. So this S trim gives you a ton of value. Before we unlock this car and check out the inside, let's take a look at the key here, guys. So you can see this one comes with the Nissan Intelligent Key. No remote starter on this S package. You got to go up to the SV to get the remote starter. It does have our unlock and our lock on the car. Pop the trunk. You don't have the keyless entry, but you then unlock it and open the door. So before we jump in, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here. Hit that thumbs up button and comment below. Does this compare well with the Corolla now? Is it a competitor for the Civic, or is the Nissan Sentra still kind of mid-tier for this class? All right, checking out the interior. This one being the S, you get this nice kind of two-toned black cloth interior. Manual adjustable driver's seat. It does have a 6-way adjustable driver's seat, and we do have heated front seats as well in the base model. So let's talk about what Nissan's done to the driver's cabin here. You can see this fully redesigned wheel, and I'm actually super impressed with the wheel. I like that they kept the D shape on the wheel here, and then we have these different buttons here. This is going to control our 12-inch infotainment screen, so it's really kind of, this is your multi-sys display, and then we have our digital speedometer. So it looks like it's 12 inches, but really you have a 7-inch screen here and a smaller screen there, and you can cycle through all your different screens. This little trackball really makes it easy to navigate. And then we have our cruise control as well on the wheel. There's a bit more leather contrasting to the Sentra, like a lot of soft surfaces for the door panels. On this center stack, it's very soft. I do like how they kept the traditional shifter knob. They didn't go with the electric shifter knob that we see in like the Nissan Rogues. And we do have a little bit of plastic accents going on here. You see this nice kind of leather on top of the fans here. And this is something I got to show you, is these little accents right here, guys. Very plastic. Reminds me almost of the Corolla styling. It's all on the front and it's on the door panels as well. Nissan really didn't make any changes to the power plan, which I kind of wish they did. It still has that 2-liter dual overhead camshaft 4-cylinder engine. Now it's 149 horsepower with 146 pounds-feet of torque. So I've always been happy with the power in these Sentras. It does have an economy mode. I don't see a sport mode in this base model. I wonder if the SR package is going to come with a sport mode. However, the advantage that you have here, guys, is these are phenomenal on fuel. 7.1 liters combined per every 100 kilometers. Definitely a stiff drive. Like when you take turns, the wheel is very stiff, which I like. Something like the Versa, the Nissan Versa, is a very loose kind of drive. I like the stiffness, I like the suspension, and I do like the seats. The seats are extremely comfortable. They added our favorite thing, the auto start stop, so it's gonna idle for you. Hopefully you can sense my sarcasm. That's not my favorite thing. I wish they just went away with this feature in all cars, but if that's what they can boast for better fuel economy, then that's what gets better fuel economy. Nobody can really complain. But I do notice when we start and stop, it's a little slower takeoff than what I'm used to in like the Nissan, driving the Nissan Rogue. I feel like that auto start stop takes off very quick. This one, there's a tiny little bit of lag in this. In terms of the infotainment, you have the big 12.3 Nissan Connect display here. Now, we've seen this in a lot of the other cars. I really like this screen here. It's very smooth. You can do things like Sirius XM, which you can see we have on display here. This one comes with 4 audio speakers, so that doesn't sound too bad. And you can also do things like Android Auto or Apple CarPlay once you connect there. It is wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Now let's look at the vents here. They put this kind of square, almost like a pentagon little vent here, which you can adjust. I do like the round vents that were in the older model. I really like how they stuck with the traditional volume and power button. That's definitely needed, but this is taken right out of the Nissan Kicks, the full display that they put in. Down below, the top models come with the capacitive buttons here, but this one has hard buttons for your heated seats and your temperature controls. And we just have our regular fan and temperature knob down below. USBs as well. You have 2 USBs in the center stack and a little storage for your phone. In terms of technology, we have a full suite of driver's technology. Intelligent cruise control is great when you're on the highway, so it will adjust your speed according to the car in front of you, either slow you down or speed you up, and you can set how many car lengths you want to be from the car in front of you. You have intelligent collision warning system. You have the emergency braking with pedestrian detection and cyclist detection. Lane departure warning, lane departure intervention. So if you deviate from the lane, it will kind of push you back into the center. And it also has the same feature for the blind spot. So you have blind spot warning and blind spot intervention. We have traffic sign recognition here. You can't really say you didn't know the speed limit because it displays it. Like right now, we're going through a school zone. It's showing us that we're 40 kilometers an hour right on the little screen up top there. Very small, but a nice handy feature there. Now here you can tell that the engine just shut down because I came to a stop. I'd like a little slower stop. Like it doesn't need to shut down when I'm at a stop sign. It needs to shut down when I'm at a red light or waiting for a drawbridge or something like that. I'm not a fan of the auto start stop, but what I am a fan of in this car, this one has a ton of value. So Being the base model, this is probably the one that most buyers are looking at. Well, I would probably go up to the SV package simply for the remote starter. I do like the remote starter. I haven't got my hands on the SV package, but I'll be sure to unlock it for you guys when that arrives. Let's check out the space in the back. Relatively the same as last year's model. I'm 5'9", so I do still have a little bit of headroom. Cup holder in the door, no center armrest down below, so they're limited to one small little cup holder. There is a USB back here as well. Other than that, lots of space in the back. It certainly is missing a few things back here. Mat pockets, maybe an extra cup holder. I don't know how I feel about the back. Let's pop the trunk and see how it compares to last year's model. Relatively the same size trunk, 14.3 cubic feet of cargo capacity here, and you can fold the seats down. With the seats folded up, I'm thinking you could probably fit 2 dead bodies in the trunk. You fold them down and you can certainly fit a few more. Backup camera comes on automatically when you put it in reverse. You can see it does have the guidance lines. Now this one doesn't have the rear emergency brake, so it's not gonna stop for you like you see in some of the other Nissans, but it's very easy to park. My only sole complaint about the Sentra is this a competitor with the Corolla and the Civic? That's what I always get asked. It is a competitor, but Nissan needs to do just a little bit more to send this car home. For example, I'd like to see some sort of E-model in the Sentra. I know they're bringing it out to the Rogue with the Rogue Hybrid. They should start with the Sentra and have the Sentra as an E package. Open up that market for people and really make it compete. I've said this before in a ton of my videos. I'd love to see an SER or another S. Bring back the SR, the true SRs, not just stamp some nice rims on it and some different badging. I'd like to see a tunable Nissan Sentra, maybe a bit more horsepower in the SER, similar to the SERs of old, and bring back some original Nissan fans.
We're passionate fans.
Passionate fans. We got to hammer something.
So let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments. Now, if you guys enjoyed watching the video, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're new here. We're going to be doing the different trim levels as they arrive at my dealership. So we're going to be doing the SV, the Premium, SV Premium, SR, all the different packages. And speaking of my dealership, if you guys are in the Ontario region and you want to purchase this vehicle, test drive this vehicle, or have any questions, I'm gonna put my business contact in the description below. Feel free to call me. I can certainly facilitate your purchase. I work at St. Catharines Nissan in St. Catharines, Ontario. Until the next one, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.